All right. What do we got here? What do we got here? This is some wild shit, I have to say. So Ironmouse has left VShojo. Now, for those who may not know, because I am primarily a politics channel here, biggest VTuber, or one of the biggest like Western VTubers, and is VShojo's number one fucking talent. So, why'd she leave? Well, she claims the agency owes her a significant amount of funds, as well as over $500,000 to the Immune Deficiency Foundation. And she has a video. We'll get to the video eventually. So, based off of what Bint is saying here, is that this $500,000 is in reference to her subathon. And when was it was in like October, right? Of like last year, if I recall. It was a couple months ago. Not a couple months ago. Jesus Christ. Like almost a year ago. Man, time fucking flies, dude. Holy shit. Right? Let me see. That was when she broke the sort of Twitch sub record, right? And then it got broken again because of Kai Cenat's more recent sort of like Mafia-thon, was it? I think it was called. Like that happened like a month later or some shit. But yeah, she broke the fucking goddamn record, and I think she wanted to donate about like half of the funds or some shit. She wanted to donate a certain amount of funds of it to the IDF, not the bad IDF, the good IDF, the Immune Deficiency Foundation. Okay, so yeah, she surpassed his previous record. That was Kai Cenat's previous record, which he now surpassed, but whatever, and had reached over 300,000 subscribers, which is that's a lot of people. That's a lot of fucking people, dude. Holy shit. So, very cool, very based, very excellent, fantastic. So, what? Okay, yeah, this is probably the most evil thing a VTuber company has ever done. Stealing $500,000 from charity, but also from your number one streamer, and above all, a severely immunocompromised person working with the Immune Deficiency Foundation. So, yeah, quick reminder. Mouse is basically, like, she can't leave the house, basically. Like, because she has a particular, blood? I think it's with her blood is her problem, I think. And like she was gonna be like a talented opera singer. Like if you've heard her sing, she is incredible, fantastic, just natural singing talent. And she started like streaming to try to get like a better medical bed for herself, which she was able to instantaneously get. And then her career shot into the stratosphere from there. Yada yada yada, kind of a deal. Whatever. People probably know about a little bit about the history of Ironmouse here, and yeah, she wanted to donate a lot of the funds to fucking charity, right? After like Twitch like takes the cut from the about what is it? It's about half, I think. What's the split? It's about half that Twitch takes from subs, right? And also like I assume she probably has like whatever deal she has with like VShojo or whatever. She wanted to donate the lion's share of the funds to charity itself that she got from the actual fucking subathon. But yeah, what? Like this was everything to her. That subathon was huge, and they didn't see a single penny because of VShojo. Stand on their grave and tramp the dirt down. GunRun can never show his face again. Yeah, that's an F to GunRun for those who may not know in terms of like Twitch history and lore. But GunRun was basically, I think he was one of the original developers of Twitch itself. He's been here since Justin TV. He's been here for a very, very fucking long time, and he helped find VShojo, I believe. I think along with Project Melody, and I think Ironmouse. I could be wrong there. I'm probably wrong. Like, why don't we look this up? TheGunRun. Oh boy, very, very cool. In terms of what, was he a developer of Twitch? I want to say he was a developer, but I don't remember. No, he was not. Wildcard developer? Okay, well that's for some other shit. He used to be, you know, with Twitch for a long time, right? He was like one of the he has like a fucking global emote and everything, and then he helped find fucking VShojo. You know, whatever. The Twitch Partner Plus program, now called the Plus program, offers streamers a 70-30 revenue split on subscriptions, 70% to the streamer, 30% to Twitch. This is an upgrade from the standard 50-50 split for Twitch partners. There's also a 60-40 split available for all who qualify, and that's coming from AI. Okay, cool. I don't know if I assume she's probably a part of the Partner Plus program. Is she? I don't even know. That doesn't really matter. Okay, we're just operate off of the assumption that it's like 50-50 split. Okay, that's because that's what like we're gonna operate off of. What she's probably qualified for it, that she applied to it. I don't know. Who cares? Whatever. We're gonna get to the fucking mouse video. Although honestly, it would make more sense if she was a part of the Partner Plus program, if she wanted to contribute about half of the funds that she raised for fucking charity, right? That would be about $500,000, right? Because what, 70-30 split of about $1.5 million, let's say $1.6 million, easier number to work with, is about $1.1 million. Half of that is about $500,000. Yeah. I think it's not ridiculous to say. But what does she have to say for herself? What do we got here from Ironmouse?
VShojo. Unfortunately, I recently found I am leaving VShojo.
Thank you, YouTube.
Unfortunately, I recently found out that for the past couple of months, I have been misled by VShojo. With the information that I currently have, I believe that I am owed a significant amount of funds, which I have not been paid. And most importantly, the thing that hurts me the most is that the Immune Deficiency Foundation, which is the most important charity to me, and also the reason why I'm here today, is owed over $500,000 from VShojo.
That is fucking wild. And here's the thing. That shit's going to be relatively easy to backtrack on. There would have been wires, right? You can fucking find this. Like, this may I'm not gonna like offer like legal advice or whatever, but there's gonna be a lawsuit, 1,000 fucking percent. There's some shit's going to go down. Like, something will happen. Yeah, she wanted to contribute about half of the funds that she raised during the subathon. She got about 1.5 million, assuming she's a part of the Partner Plus program, or even like the 60-40 split, right? Out of $1.2 million, we'll round up just to make, or $1.6 million, round up just to make the numbers easier to work with. Let's operate with the 70-30 split. That's about $1.1 million, give or take. Mostly give there. It'd be $1.12 million. Half of that would be about $560,000 that would have been sent to the Immune Deficiency Fund. Now, obviously, VShojo takes whatever cut that they take, however the fucking deal that she has with VShojo works, blah, 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 blah. Whatever, that's a completely different story that I'm not going to get really into. However that works, it is however that fucking works. That's a lot of fucking money, is the bigger problem. That's not going to go to charity. I guess, like, VShojo is maybe who she delegated to handle the money for, and that's why they were supposed to be the ones who were supposed to transfer over the money. That's my assumption. I have no idea, but, like, again, like, why would the corpo fucking pocket the money? I don't know. I mean, $500,000 is a lot of money. Like, I don't know how much is VShojo worth? Whatever, sure. Why don't we look at this up real quick? I can't type. Typing is really difficult. Jesus. What is it? Basic, a whopping net worth. I don't know why the fuck it's saying it like this. It's about $5 to $10 million. Is the net worth of the fucking company. So, that's cool. Very, very cool and very, very good. Lovely, fantastic that whatever corporate infrastructure decided to fucking pocket that shit for themselves, seemingly. Very, very cool.
I know that this is a lot, and it's very important for me to be honest with all of you.
Real?
I really want to tell you everything, but unfortunately right now, I have been instructed by my attorney to wait for more of the legal procedure to unfold.
Mhm.
So one day I will be able to tell you the full story.
Yeah, I figured you're probably not going to get a lot right now. That's definitely the correct move, right? Oh, without a doubt, she probably has an attorney, right? Like, she's huge. A lot of huge streamers are gonna, like, have attorneys in their fucking retinue. Just, especially, like, when it comes to corpo shit like this. Like, if you don't have a fucking attorney in the back pocket as like, a huge streamer, you're gonna have some fucking problems, right?
But for now, I just need to let you know that I will no longer be a part of VShojo. If you give me a moment of your time, I just want to tell you a little bit about myself. I know for a lot of people right now that this might be the first time you're ever watching me. I became a VTuber
You'd be like that
because
sometimes.
I really wanted to make friends. I was very lonely due to the fact that I have a primary immune deficiency disease called CVID. I basically have a low to near non functioning immune system, which means I get sick a lot, and it caused me to remain.
Yeah, if you've watched any of her streams, she, like, broadly speaking, she's talked about this before. Like, very, very often, she's, like, sick all the time and will, depending on, like, because she has to take, like, a certain treatment every couple of days or something. I think that's how it works. Don't quote me on that. She has to, like, basically take a couple of days off of streaming every now and again to do her treatment, to rest from the treatment, because otherwise she will just get, like, sick all the time. And again, this her CVID, her primary immune deficiency disorder, like, pretty much the reason why she just can't leave the house is, well, because of this. And she was slated to be, like, I think she was, like, training to become a fucking opera singer and stuff. Like, I don't know if anyone knows anything about opera singers. Requires to leave the house quite a bit, so having this happen throws kind of a bit of a wrench in the works. You know, for a little bit of trolling. We do a little trolling.
Isolated for long periods of my life. So then I found streaming, and I thought about giving it a try because I wanted to see if I could make some friends online because I honestly couldn't ever leave my room. I never really expected to grow an
Damn.
audience or anything. It was one of the last things on my mind. I just thought that I would stream to, 5 to 10 people and just hang out from time to time, make some friends,
She's so
play
real for that?
games, and just continue on with my life. But unfortunately, I was too scared to stream with my face.
Oh yeah, 1000%, Alex. Like, it's not hyperbole to call VShojo, well, monsters for, well, stealing that money. And she had no, like, again, that subathon was what? It was in, I think, what? Oh, it was in September. Yeah, it was in September, right? If I recall correctly. Like, it wasn't even that long ago. And she had no idea for about, what, if this was basically in about September, like, that's like almost 10 months. Which is crazy. No, yeah, almost 10 months. Almost 10 months. No, almost 9 months. Whatever. I'm really, really good at numbers here. Oh yeah, 1000%. Boy Meets Mini. Yeah. Also, anyone who knocks her for streaming with with an avatar, Amazon has cracked facial recognition. Like, we're all taking risks streaming with a camera. Exactly. Like, I've talked about this before. I mean, she was a subject of a video that I've had before. The price of internet anonymity. I could put the link to that in the description below. It's a fucking long one where it also goes over a different situation that involved Ironmouse, with, broadly speaking, a lot of people being dipshits to her online because, well, of a lot of, like, Gamergate stuff, reactionary tendencies, death of subjectivity, before I sort of developed my thoughts and ideas around the death of subjectivity kind of thing. Yada, 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 yada. Kind of stuff like that. Yeah, exactly, Zane. You're 1000% correct there. Yeah, kind of why I changed my name on Twitch and am a PNG tuber. Exactly. Like, Like, how many fucking, like, dumbass dipshits come into, like, my YouTube comments constantly to call me, like, ugly for some reason, even though, like, I don't know. I've never really pretended to be, like, a paragon of beauty. I think of myself as very average, above board. I don't really pretend or shy away from the way I look. Like, I don't understand why people are going after me for that, but, like, whatever. I don't really give a shit about that. We're more so trying to focus on, like, this shit. Like, let's be honest here. Yeah, exactly. That's like fair enough, Zane. And that's like the sort of overall broader point that I bring up with my price of internet anonymity video, right? Like, everyone must pay the fucking troll's toll for how one wants to conduct themselves online. And it's because of Gamergate being the main sort of catalyst that has brought that to the forefront. Like, Ironmouse doesn't want to stream with her face cam for whatever reasons that she has, right? She's just not comfortable with it. So she does it behind a fucking avatar. And then, of course, you have all the, like, 3 IQ fucking dipshits trotting out the fucking 2007 YouTube sort of argument saying, like, what if it's like a catfish? What if it's like a dude that's actually behind there using a goddamn, you know, a voice changer that's saying all these things? And it's just like, that's not, like, how, first off, how the fuck do you know that? What, are you a mind reader? Can you, like, look into the fucking electrical waves and perceive that and be like, yes, I am able to perceive that this is actually a person that is operating off of this decibel level and has its actual man's voice. Like, can you fucking do that? No, you can't. You have no fucking idea. So why the fuck are you saying it? Unless you know for fucking complete utter certainty. You're just saying that because you're probably a fucking misogynist and you have a problem with women being on the fucking internet. But I'm going on like a stupid fucking tangent here, okay? Like, she didn't know about this for about 9 months. 9 months! And who knows exactly when she learned of this. That's not going to be fucking disclosed because, again, there's going to be legal proceedings. 1,000 fucking percent for certain. Like, $500,000 for fucking charity and she just found out about this now? Yeah, that's not looking too good. Not to mention VShojo's fucking reputation. Completely just... Like, there was already a bunch of people fucking leaving the agency. What, like... Matara, she left first. Then I think Giga left. Then I think Zentrea left. And Zentrea was, I think people can broadly agree with. She's, like, I think the second biggest streamer. Or close to the second biggest. She's one of VShojo's, like, larger talents. And she also fucking left. And it's just like, what's going on here? Why are all these people leaving? This is a little sussy. Very, 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 very strange. But I guess we're getting a better idea for as to why people might be leaving VShojo now. So, you know, death of subjectivity, the price of internet anonymity has made it such that a lot of minority people, generally speaking, and who are generally people, a lot of individuals who have VTuber are avatars and stream with a VTuber avatar. It's a lot of women, it's a lot of minority people, and it's a lot of queer people, generally speaking. Why is that? You may want to ask yourself this question, because a lot of, like, stupid dipshits online will just attack those people for their sort of minority identifiers, right? And, you know, some VTubers will opt to do face cam streams every now and again. That's a whole fucking different story. But a lot of people, broadly speaking, as a result of fucking Gamergate and the sort of, like, death of subjectivity that we are currently, you know, faced with, I suppose, as a society, as a broader byproduct of a lot of economic malaise, suburbanization, people just broadly speaking not being able to fit in another fucking person's shoes. They just, like, can't fucking do it for the life of them for whatever fucking reason. We live in a particularly, I suppose, for lack of a better term, mean time, right? Very, very unrepentant, unrapacious sort of, like, time where people are just going to be complete fucking pieces of shit for the sake of being a piece of shit. Like, quite literally, very often when a person has a take about a particular thing, they will plant their fucking flag into the ground and never fucking move from that position ever. That is what death of subjectivity looks like, right? And well, this is also a sort of emblem. At least I'm purely speculating that I think like a lot of sort of like Western VTubers, and this is like the sort of argument that I put at the end of that video in particular, where I think that a lot of Western VTubers, since they tend to be very queer very often, women very often, and other like minority, sort of like you know, racial minorities as well, very very often, they don't want to fucking show their face on camera because they know a lot of like there's a lot of fucking pieces of shit on the fucking internet. And they don't want to fucking deal with that stuff, so they stream behind a fucking avatar. Not saying that's the case for Mouse, right? She has her own fucking reasons, whatever. I'm saying that as a sort of like more broader overall position that I think. So, yeah, exactly.
So, a friend of mine recommended that I try an app called FaceRig that would allow me to use an anime avatar to stream. And that's
Anime.
how I started VTubing. It took me a while to take it seriously and even begin to think about maybe being able to grow a community and even make this a career. I think I really started to take it seriously around the time when I was approached to join VShojo, and it was through VShojo that I was able to grow into the Ironmouse that I am.
Oh, she's not one of the founders of VShojo. Oh. I guess it was just Gunrun and Project Melody, I think, who were the main founders of VShojo. I think. Shows you what I fucking know, right?
Today. When I was approached in 2020 and asked to join VShojo, it seemed like a good idea, but I honestly did not know if I could ever be a corporal VTuber because I felt like I just couldn't. In my mind, I saw myself as unhireable, which is why streaming worked for me. I had no boss,
Damn.
no strict rules, I had no hours, no expectations. It was all up to me, and due to the fact that I have lived my life chronically ill and being unable to do much of anything, I just felt like there was no way that anyone would ever take me or want me. For a while, I was struggling.
It's really okay. Listen, we're gonna do the soy left LARP shit. Okay, we're being soy, we're being cucked. Okay, we're doing the fucking soy lefty bit here. This is a broader sort of like byproduct of I was gonna say like capitalist realism, but now this is like just a broader sort of like byproduct of like capitalism of itself. Yes, I'm a politics channel. Cope, Seeth, I am on the left. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna fucking talk about this shit. Okay, fuck off. I don't care. Again, the broader problem here is with this sort of attitude. Not that there's a problem with Mouse sort of having this attitude. It's a byproduct of the sort of like economic system that we currently find ourselves under, right? Like, because she's not worthless as like a human being. Tying your self moral worth or worth in general to work is a sort of way for capitalism to dehumanize people, broadly speaking. Because again, think about all the things that she has generally accomplished as, well, a streamer, as an individual. She's had huge fucking charity drives. She's been able to sort of like catalyze a sort of like highly successful sort of career for herself. And it's again, it's not because of like what her non-self-worth as a fucking person. Every fucking human is fundamentally worth something, okay? Like let's be honest here. The problem is like what a lot of fucking people in power and capitalists generally like to do is to reduce people as much as possible, mentally, physically, for them so that it can be exploited. It is about maintaining that fucking hierarchy of control. That's those systems of control. That is the fucking point of all this stuff. She's not worthless just because she got like an immune deficiency disorder. Like, it's complete fucking dog shit that this is like the sort of like attitude that gets, broadly speaking, catalyzed all because like she's not able to find work because of her suffering from a disease that, well, she never chose to have that, right? Like, Do you think if Ironmouse was able to make the fucking decision that she would be immunocompromised, that she would take that? No. Like, what are you, fucking stupid? Are you dumb? Yes. I say that fucking rhetorically. You know what I'm fucking broadly speaking. What I'm broadly saying, trying to say here, right? Like, let's be honest here. Yeah, Zane, you'll take 2 immunocompromised disorder. Yeah, like, I don't know. How about, like, costochondritis or whatever the fuck the after effect of COVID gave you or some shit, you know?
Thing to make a decision because I was afraid about my anonymity and afraid about trusting people because I
Price of
felt
internet
like
anonymity
every
coming up
time
again.
I put my trust in people, it always ends in grief for me. So I was worried about expectations and a million and one other things. But I ultimately decided to join VShojo. It really pains me that I am.
I guess like on the point of what sort of whatchamacallit, like not trusting anyone else. Yeah, we're doing the soy left shit again. Again, the broader sort of destruction of like sociability and interaction, like there. Like it's really sad that it's gotten sort of to this fucking point that people are not able to be, well, for lack of a better term, people, to be able to interact with people, to be able to talk like with normal people, be able to build rapport and friendship with other people because of like, you know, not being potentially valued because of, I don't know, what your career path or something like that is, or like what your net worth is potentially. Like it's really fucking sad to have to hear stuff like this because again, like, do I know people who are probably speaking like unemployed themselves or something that are trying to like live particularly fulfilled lives but can't because like of the job market or some shit? Yeah, absolutely. That's not like ridiculous to say. Or because of like immunocompromised and they can't find work because of their immune deficiency issues. Yeah, I've known those kinds of people. They're good people. Like there's nothing wrong with them as like an individual, but again, like I've been harping on earlier, capitalism makes it such that like you are so atomized and individualized as a human being that you are forced to sort of like reduce yourself further and further down to a sort of cog in a machine for you to be exploited. And that's like the sort of like really fucking sad thing about stuff like this. And again, like she opted to try to put her trust into VShojo and she ended up getting burnt for it, which is just, it's just sad.
Unable to fully explain why I am leaving. But for right now, here's what
Legal
I am
reasons.
allowed to share with you. I would always be told how important I was for the company, and I was always told that I was needed in order for the company to succeed. Although that was very positive to hear, it put a lot of pressure and a lot of stress on me to the point where I felt guilt tripped into signing. I felt responsible for everybody. I felt responsible for staff and talent alike. And I felt like if I didn't do this and if I didn't stay, I was hurting everybody and I was destroying everybody's life. But this didn't feel right with me, and I began to feel extremely uncomfortable. As my viewers know, privacy has always been one of my biggest concerns. I've had a lot of scary experiences in my life, so one amazing thing for me was the fact that VShojo handled all my payments, and it meant that I never had to give out any of my personal information. So that was always a blessing to me. As time
It's really upsetting that, like, again, because of the fact that she values her anonymity as highly as she does, right? I mean, she's explained it before, like, various reasons, blah, 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 blah. That is a coercion, like, a sort of chip, a modicum of power. And I'm not expecting, like, Ironmouse to have, like, you know, be like a sort of like Machiavellian and sort of like understand about like her giving away whatever power that she had. She probably didn't know, right? Like that's like not a problem. It's more so a sort of pointing to the, well, sort of abusive hierarchical structure that exists, broadly speaking, within corporations. Like, broadly speaking, like, again, you work for a company, you don't have a say in terms of what you can do, how the company should proceed, unless you work with unless it's a workplace democracy. That's a different story, but they're not, like, broadly speaking, very widespread. I you know, bit of that's a small tangent, but essentially a dictatorship where, again, who's on the top? The fucking CEOs or the main guys who benefit the most from your fucking labor. And again, a lot of expectations can be fucking saddled on you, depending on, like, how good of, like, a worker you are or whatever. It doesn't matter, right? Like, yada yada yada, right? Like, in the case of, like, Ironmouse here, she had a lot saddled on her because she was the number one fucking talent for VShojo. Like I've said before, she is one of the most widely known sort of talents that exists within the fucking VTubing world. And there's a lot of, like, coercive fucking bullshit that corporations can do to sort of, like, maintain an advantageous sort of relationship there, like she just outlined.
Time went on. I decided that I wanted to try to start pulling out my remaining funds because I wanted to start taking over my own finances. This is what led me to this point. Throughout the years, Connor and I have raised around $4 million for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. The majority of the money raised is through Tiltify at events like the Cyclothon, the charity auction, and other miscellaneous events that we've had. However, because of the success of my first subathon, I decided to donate half the earnings of my following 2 subathons to the Immune Deficiency Foundation. The first time I tried this, it worked great. Over 200,000 people supported me, and because of that, we raised over 329,000.
That was, like, the first subathon she had. Was it in 20? It was not the most recent one in 2024. That was the first one she had before, where she got like 100 some odd thousand subscribers, right? I think that was 2023, I think, and that was when she was named, I believe, Streamer of the Year because of the success of that fucking subathon. If I'm recalling my sort of history here correctly.
$350 to the Immune Deficiency Foundation. Because the money came from my Twitch revenue instead of a Tiltify link, it required VShojo to make the donation on my behalf. They promptly sent the payment, and the subathon was a huge success. So I decided to do it again the next year. My last subathon was one of the biggest events I've ever done. The support was overwhelming, and I ended up getting over 300,000 subscribers and breaking the all-time sub record. But this also meant that we had raised $515,000 for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. I once again asked VShojo to make the donation on my behalf, but unfortunately, still a year later, VShojo has not paid the charity. The Immune Deficiency...
And there's the claim, the I don't know, the big tabuli, the big one, right there. $515,000 was not sent through, and this is not impossible to track. Like, she works closely with the Immune Deficiency Foundation, right? Like, she probably has them, like, on fucking speed dial, saying, like, did you get, like, the money or something? And they'll be like, well, no. Like, what the heck is going on? Right? I don't know when exactly they found out particular. That's probably not going to be found out. Like, we're not going to know that for probably a while. That's probably going to be found out in, like, some form of deposition. Because there's 1,000% going to be a lawsuit. Like, that's not hyperbole. There's going to be a suit. Okay? Like, unless, like, the attorney advises against the lawsuit for some reason. That would be really weird, but there's gonna be a suit about this. Like, that's the $1 million sort of claim right there, right? That VShojo more than likely fucking pocketed the fucking funds for themselves. Why? Who knows? greedy corpo shit? Perhaps. Who really knows? At this point, all we could really do at this sort of juncture is just wait and see what gets found out, broadly speaking, throughout the trial process, deposition, yada yada yada.
The foundation means the world to me. Connor and I have both spent a ton of energy, time, and resources raising money for charity. And we're both so proud to be able to say that we've raised nearly $4 million for charity.
That's a lot of money.
We almost always raise money for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. They help people with primary immune deficiency diseases, or PI, which are inherited disorders where a part of the body's immune system is missing or doesn't function properly, which makes people like me more prone to infection, and this includes over 450 different conditions. The Immune Deficiency Foundation is a charity that is near and dear to my heart and has a particular significance in my life. When my health first started getting really bad, the Immune Deficiency Foundation helped me immensely when I really had nowhere else to turn. I was terrified.
I will see what exactly happens with the suit there, Alex, but I'm assuming that's more than likely what, like, that would be the sort of ideal, right? Like the 500K with the interest from withholding it from the IDF, the not bad IDF, the good IDF, the Immune Deficiency Foundation, and the attorney's fees, right? Like, again, like, who knows exactly how long this sort of like suit might fucking take? Because I'm going to operate under the assumption that VShojo is probably going to fight this. Probably. They're probably going to fight this. I have, like, no reason to assume otherwise if they just, like, I don't know, decide to immediately settle out and sort of just take care of the problem. Like, I don't know, could it be as, like, ridiculous as some intern forgot to fucking wire the money? I mean, maybe. But they forgot it for, like, 8-9 months? 8-9 months. That's a long time to fucking forget. I mean, again, we've talked about this before, like the stupid Dan Saltman conspiracy theory, where Twitch was blocking IPs from Israel and Palestine from being able to make accounts on desktop only. So you could still make them on fucking mobile, Dan Saltine. So you could still make them there, you salty man. So they weren't just being completely flat out blocked. All right, you can get the LARP shit out of your fucking brain. Okay, don't be fucking stupid. That more than likely what happened is you can attribute whatever it is to incompetence rather than malice, and we can certainly apply that sort of position here. Unless something else comes out, there's going to probably be the lawsuit that potentially finds this out in like deposition or something. When this inevitably goes to fucking trial and shit, because more than likely, yeah, like there's gonna be a lawsuit, right? That's not hyperbole, right? Like, could it have been like just incompetence from on VShojo's end, possibly, right? Maybe that's what they are going to try to argue, but then again, even if they make that fucking argument, they're going to be told to probably send the fucking money anyways, and then pay for the fucking attorney's fees, and then just, you know, move on with your life, kind of a deal. Blah, 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 blah. Broadly speaking, I hope, like, what is being said here basically kind of makes sense. Like, either way, like, I do think that VShojo here is pretty fucking cooked. It is... This ain't a good look, Chief.
I was lonely, and I was confused. I honestly didn't really know what was going on, and I never ever want anyone else to go through that. This entire situation has broken me.
Damn.
I just wanted to do something good and to give back to a community that helped me. But unfortunately, that's not the case. As much as I would like to continue to talk about this, unfortunately, I can't. So, to recap, I believe that I am owed a significant amount of funds, which I have not been paid. And most importantly, the Immune Deficiency Foundation is owed over $500,000 from VShojo. I really wish that I could tell you more, but right now, I have been advised to wait for legal proceedings. As of right now,
gotta wait for
I am an independent VTuber. I am at a loss of what to do right now. I'm kind of processing everything. I'm very sad and very confused. Once again, I want to apologize to the Immune Deficiency Foundation and to my community who has shown so much support to me. I also wanted to say that all the ad money made from this video will go towards the Immune Deficiency Foundation. I honestly don't know what I'm going to do. Like I said, I really haven't had much time to process this. But below the video in the description box is a link to a donation fund for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. Thankfully, any donations made through Tiltify go directly to the charity. That link is also
that is probably the best way to do it, right? Just send it all directly to them, right? There's no fucking, like, rapacious middlemen that could potentially get in the way, have some bullshit fucking happen or something.
If you've heard about this and would like to support the Immune Deficiency Foundation, sometime this month, I plan on doing a special live stream in order to raise money for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. I hope to have a ton of friends joining me, and hopefully there'll be a lot of singing and a lot of fun and just a day full of happiness. I just honestly really want to show that after all of this, that VTubing is a force for good. So thank you guys so much for all the support, and thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. And once again, I want to say that I am truly sorry. Okay.
Damn, that's crazy. I find, like, okay, it's just so sad, dude. Like, I don't know, like, what else are you supposed to say? It's just sad, dude. I feel bad that she has to apologize to her community. She did nothing wrong, right? The main problem here is VShojo. They fucked up real fucking bad. And I mean, there's already fallout to this. Fucking, what? Pull this up real quick. A bunch of their talent is starting to remove fucking VShojo from their goddamn tags. Like, it's, it ain't good. It might be VShojover. I believe, what, we got Fruit. I think Fruit recently, she recently just teased that she was, coming back to streaming after her expose that she had on her boyfriend. So that's great, fantastic to see. Very, 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 very good to come back to this, which is fucking crazy. Kuro, who I believe is also, he's another VShojo member, removed his fucking goddamn the VShojo from their names. Michi, Amelie, who I believe is she just recently fucking joined VShojo. The fallout is it's already fucking happening, right? And we already talked about the ones who have just left as well. I think also I want to say that Kason also removed her VShojo from her tag. I could be wrong about that one, but it's fucking wild that this is like, because I'll be honest here, this just like completely came out of fucking nowhere, right? Like, this just like popped up in my fucking feed. I'm like, holy shit, this is crazy fucking like huge Twitch news in general, right? Like, it is fucking wild. Because I mean, I've talked about my sort of like history with engagement of VTubing, and again, price of internet anonymity video, I'll put it in the fucking description. My sort of like entry point into VTubing was through the VShojo creators, right? Like, starting specifically with Matara Khan, because of that darn Brickster man, Bricky Orchard 8. Like, no one ever talks about the insidious other pipe. There's always the VTuber to Warhammer pipeline, but no one ever talks about the insidious Warhammer to VTuber pipeline. No one ever talks about that form of cross-pollination, now do they? Memes aside, hyperbole aside, yada yada yada. This is pretty fucking crazy that the shit is just completely fucking hitting the fan. Like, I guess, like, between this and also like the fucking Cinder drama, I guess like VTubing in general is it's looking rough for them in terms of like drama news, I suppose, for 2025 for VTubing, to be quite honest. But yeah, that's like sort of like the way I sort of like started to engage with the broader sort of medium, I suppose, and started because I used to be like a bit more of a fucking reactionary about like VTubing, right? Whoa, I worked through that, and now I think that VTubers are cool and they're streamers, blah 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 blah. Well, I've done some reflection upon reactionary behavior I used to engage with, and I grew from it as a person. That's a lot of things that you can learn. People on the internet, to be quite honest, you know, how to grow as a human being. Silly memes aside, it's rather crazy and ridiculous that this is sort of how, like, just how fast it all sort of like, I don't know, degenerated to this, or degraded to this, I think is the more correct term here. That, well, there's going to be a lawsuit on one of the VTube corporations for not sending money, about like what, $515,000 to charity, and they decided to, I don't know, basically snub one of their biggest content creators after they've been having problems with their talent leaving their sort of talent sort of like agent, their sort of corporation, right? Their talent agency, I suppose, for lack of a better term. It's yeah, I don't know where else to really go with this besides like, personally, I think you should support Ironmouse. Okay, you should donate to the. I'll post the link to the fucking Tiltify in the description as well. You should support the Immune Deficiency Foundation, the good IDF, of course, and yeah, all of the best to Ironmouse in her future endeavors as an independent VTuber. Yeah, pretty good fucking a conclusion there, if I would say so myself, saying, yeah, to be honest, in conclusion, VShojo, you have done goofed real fucking bad. Like, this is particularly egregious. This is really, really, really bad. But yeah, I don't think there's really much else to say besides, well, that.